Kia ora everyone means hello everyone. Hello mga mi, we are now in Hamilton Garden to see the beautiful flowers in here. Not just the beautiful flowers, but the beautiful story behind these beautiful flowers. And as we can read in the story about the Hamilton Garden, this is designed in a unique thematic style where each garden is not just a simple collection of plants but an artistic interpretation of a culture, a story, or a historical era. The overall styles blends architectural, landscaping, symbolism, and storytelling, turning the space into an outdoor museum of garden design. This Hamilton Gardens follows the concept of a garden of ideas. Instead of focusing on botanical displays, it presents garden as a form of expression. Each area is styled like a different world, using pathways, structures, water pictures, color palettes, and planting patterns to communicate meaning. Some of the design here in Hamilton Garden are architectural detailing. It means, it is a central arcs, courtyards, bridges, pavilions, carved posts, and stonework reflect the era of culture being presented. Symmetry and geometry appear in the Renaissance, Charba, Tudor garden, giving them a formal and balanced aesthetic. Naturalistic elements, it's like in Maori tradition garden in indigenous area, symbolizing connection to land and ancestry. Surreal and imaginative features appear in modern conceptual garden using oversized sculptures, playful proportions, and unexpected shape of challenge perceptions. About the color and textures, they vary across gardens, shifting from bright floral arrangement to muted, earthly tones depending on the theme. So this is a very nice place that you can relax, especially the atmosphere. It's actually the atmosphere here is changed dramatically as you move from one area to another. Some gardens feel peaceful and contemplative with all still water shaded pathway and soft greeny. Other feels grand and historical, with fountains, terraces, and ornamental patterns. A few of magical and dreamlike. This is really like this place because it's like you're like in the design of this is like surprise, confuse, or spark curiosity. The shifting atmospheres creates a sensation of traveling through time, imagination, and culture. Some cultural gardens that you can find here, the styles are European classical design, Asian garden philosophy, Maori horticultural tradition, Middle Eastern symmetry and water symbolism. Also the modern conceptual art styles. They make the gardens feel like a cultural exhibition expressed through landscape rather than objects. Some visitors describe the style of Hamilton Garden like in different emotions. Like for example, immersive, artistic, story-like, calm but inspiring. Immersive, it's because each garden feels like its own little world. Artistic, with pictures arranged like visual compositions. Story-like, as if the every garden page has been illustrated with plants and pathways. Calm but inspiring, giving a sense of escape and enrichment at the same time. The style of Hamilton Garden is not about showing plants, it is about showing ideas. Every space carries meaning, paradise, philosophy, ritual, mythology, history, fantasy, making the gardens a creative, intellectual, and emotional experiences. Some people also say that Hamilton Gardens are like a book written with flowers, stones, and water. If that's true, then Hamilton Garden is a library of words, each chapter waiting for you to walk in and read with your eyes. your footstep, and even your imagination. Some people, they have a story begins on early morning when the mist sits low across the Waikato River. A visitor, it's maybe a traveler, maybe a local. They walk through the wide entrance, feeling as they are stepping in, not into a public
Swimming ka na
park,
po
but
eh.
into a
Banda
water
doon,
of time and
makikita
proximity.
nila yan.
The air
Ito yung
smells
binidyoan ko
sweet,
siguro kanina yung galing tayo sa labas. Ayun sa loob.
and distant bird song makes the whole garden feel alive and welcome. There are also path leads toward the paradise garden, wherein each environment tells the story of civilization. We wander into the Chinese scholars' gardens, where curved bridges and flowing paths whisper an ancient philosophy, like the bamboo rustlers, softly like voice wise and sharing secret of patience and balance. Then, just a few steps away, the air changes. You may enter the Italian Renaissance Garden, wherein as I mentioned a while ago, where is it as symmetry, fountains, marble-like statues transport you to world of a grand villas and classical art. It feels like walking into a painting from centuries ago. Then, you turn again and find yourself in the Indian Charba garden, surrounded by geometric poles and bright flowers, a reminder of paradise as imagined by Mughal emperors. The reflection of the sky in the water makes it look like heaven in touching earth. But the story does not stop at history, it leaps into a fantasy. Once you enter in the surrealist garden, a place that feels like a dream sketched by a playful artist. You can see the giant doors stand open to nowhere. Oversized sculptures twist the sense of scale. It is like a falling into a world where rules do not apply, and the garden enjoys breaking expectation just to see you smile. Across the way, in the Tudor garden, stands proudly with as to formal hedges and pattern, reminding you that gardens were once symbols of status in power. The colors are orderly in shape, precise, a contrast to the chaotic playfulness we just left behind. Once you see the landscape of identity, as you continue walking, you can see the landscape of identity that the path changes again. This time becoming more natural and closer to home. The As you can see the garden, the Para Maori Garden, the only traditional Maori horticulture garden in the world, greets you in the carving woven fences and kumara pits. Kumara is like kamote or sweet potato. Here is also the story is about connection. And the knowledge passed down through generations. As you can see and feel the sense of grounding, as if the land itself is telling it's your own story through the careful layout, the native plants, and the cultural traditions presented in every corner. Hamilton also, you can find the hidden corners and quiet moments. Like you can see the full of small surprises, hidden courtyards, shaded benches, and pathways wrapped in greenery. Every turn brings something new, like a quiet fern, covered trail, a reflected pond, a wall covered in climbing vines. You can walk for hours and still find new pockets of beauty, like pages that somehow adds themselves to the story as you explore. This is how we see the beauty of Hamilton Garden. Thank you mga may and see you on my next vlog.